87th State House District in 2022. During the 2023-24 legislative session, he is serving on the House Appropriations, Housing and Community Development, Children and Youth, and Insurance Committees. Thomas also serves as co-chair of the Bipartisan Future Caucus. Thomas holds degrees from Grove City College and Widener University Commonwealth Law School. A licensed attorney, Thomas has served in various legislative decision-making positions, including as a staff member for the U.S. Ways and Means Committee and a policy director in the Pennsylvania Senate. Representative Kutz is co-sponsor of House Bill 1241. Thomas continues to be active in his community and was named to this year's City and State PA 40 Under 40. Congratulations. Thomas and his wife Holly live in Harrisburg with their Golden Eagles Camden and Poppy.
Thank you so much. Good morning. Thank you all for making it a priority to be here today. We're here to talk about an issue that is more prevalent in our communities than any of us care to admit or realize. In the 87th district that I'm privileged to represent across the river in Cumberland County, we were host to recent illicit massage businesses that resulted in a sting operation to shut these businesses down. These industries are just scratching the surface of what was mentioned to be a $150 billion industry worldwide. It takes partnerships with everyone at all levels and in all industries to be able to combat human trafficking. We're here today because as legislators, there are a few things that we can do. When I first decided to get involved in the effort to help combat human trafficking, I said, well, what can I do as a legislator? There are a few things. Number one is to co-sponsor Representative Webster's House Bill 1241. These massage businesses are closed down and reopened days later because they bring women out and they shuffle new women in. They operate these businesses in the same places and locations. In September, I was privileged to join Greenlight Operation for a roundtable in Mechanicsburg at Messiah University, where we discussed the recent criminal law enforcement action. We were joined by members of the hospitality industry, members of law enforcement, local, federal, state government, district attorneys, the state attorney general's office. We bring all these people together for events like these because it takes a village. They'll tell you there's many things in the world that take a village. This is one of them. This is one that we cannot face alone. We need boots on the ground, people like these wonderful women from Zonta here. People like Picar and Greenlight Operation, who are there fighting on the front lines every single day. This is not something where we can take one vote on the House floor and the problem goes away. This is not something where licensing is just part of it. Licensing is part of it, but it just scratches the surface. We need your help to raise awareness nationwide, worldwide. There is so much that we can do. At Pennsylvania, we are truly at a crossroads because of our geographic location. People who can come in and be in any one of 6 different states within a couple-hour drive. As legislators, it's incumbent upon us to stand up for our most vulnerable citizens. We cannot turn a blind eye to human trafficking. We cannot turn a blind eye to these victims. And we must offer them safe harbor. We must offer them a way out. When victims are faced with the most vulnerable situations of their lifetimes, we need to be there for them. That doesn't just mean shutting down massage parlors, although that's a good start. It doesn't mean just keeping an eye out in your community, although that's a good start. It doesn't mean just volunteering with your local nonprofit or your church organization, but that's a good start. Don't think that your individual help in volunteering doesn't make a difference, because it does. There are people who are here, wonderful people who spend their livelihoods, their careers to fight this issue. I'm honored to play a small part, but it is just that, a small part. It takes more than 102 people in the House and 26 in the Senate to get something done. It takes more than legislators to act, to be able to change a culture that exploits women, to be able to change a culture that stands for human trafficking, to be able to change a culture that says we're okay with $150 billion going towards these illegal, illicit actions. We must do more, we can do more. I'm proud to stand here today in support of House Bill 1241 as a co-sponsor. More than that, I'm proud to stand with colleagues, with new friends, with community members, with people that I've gotten to know who are doing so much more for this industry to be able to combat this horrific issue. The first step is to talk about it. We can't pretend that the problem doesn't exist. We have to address it head on. You have to meet with legislators. You have to have people up here who are willing to go knock down the door and say it's uncomfortable, but we need to talk about it. You have to be able to get the stigma aside and say to victims, we're here for you now, we're here for you on the back end. We need community partners, businesses, who are able to step in and say, we'll take you as employees, we'll work with you, we will help make sure you are clothed, housed, fed. There are operations across the world seeking to help victims. We cannot sit idly by and just wait for those people to act. We must act together. We must do it now. Thank you to Zanta for being a leader in this field. Thank you to Greenlight Operation for your continued hard work. Whatever small part we can play as legislators, we will do it. But it's time to stand up. It's time to take a stand for victims of human trafficking. It's time to not accept this as the norm in our society. Thank you so much for being here today. I look forward to working with all of you to end human trafficking in our society.